Good evening and welcome to all for today's webinar. And I'm going to introduce my today's speaker. She is a dynamic medical professional, mentor, community leader dedicated to advancing global healthcare standards and fostering professional growth among doctors. A 2017 graduate of Xi'an Jiaotong University, China, she is registered with the Pakistan Medical Council, Saudi Commission for Health Specialties, and the UK General Medical Council. With experience as a house intern and medical officer in Karachi, now serves as a quality standards specialist at Behzad Medical Establishment, Bahrain. Following clinical attachments at leading hospitals such as King Hamad University Hospital, Salmania Medical Complex. Having cleared PLAB 1 and 2, she actively mentors aspiring international doctors through her WhatsApp group, PLAB 2 Aspirants, and is an online mentor with Dia Foundation, guiding career development and UK job portfolios. Beyond her clinical and mentoring roles, she is an active member of the management committee of the Bahrain Pakistan Doctors Group, where she contributes as an event organizer and academic activity organizer, facilitating knowledge sharing and networking opportunities for medical professionals. A natural leader, she has represented Pakistani students as a class president and university ambassador, driven by a passion for education, healthcare excellence, and community engagement. She continues to inspire the next generation of medical professionals. It is none other than Dr. Khulood Fatima. Over to you, Dr. Khulood.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Bismillah ar-Rahmanir Rahim. And a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much, Dr. Tariq, for giving such a wonderful introduction. So today we are going to put the face behind all those messages that you see in the group. From as an event organizer, it's me, Dr. Khulood Fatima, and everything as said by Dr. Tariq. So I'll not tell more about me. And we'll just move on to the PLAB webinar today. So today I'm going to discuss my journey. This webinar is basically about the requirements of the PLAB and what steps you need to follow and how to get registered with the UK General Medical Council. And this is whole and soul. I will discuss over here my pitfalls and the points that you need to keep in mind when you're registering with the General Medical Council. It's based on my experience. I want this session to be really interactive. If you have any questions and you want to ask those questions, you can just maybe put it in the chat box and we can address it at the end of the webinar, or you can just unmute yourself and ask it then and there. I'll be most welcome to answer your questions. All right. So let's just begin with the webinar. So today we're going to discuss about PLAB and why UK. So whenever you're going to take an international exam, so whether it's a licensing exam or postgraduate exam, the first thing is that you need to make a decision about it, that you're going to take the exam and why you're selecting this place. So why UK? Because UK has equal opportunities for the IMG still now. There's nothing as of imposed. So they have equal opportunities for the training and non-training jobs for the international medical graduates, especially the training jobs. We'll discuss that later, how you can get into the training jobs. Then you have career progression over there. The workforce is diverse. There are international doctors participating from all over the world. And, the pathway to PLAB and UK is very clear. It has basic route. It is very clear and you can easily do it. And the exams are not that difficult. You can do it with your job. And plus, it does not cost a lot as compared to the other exams. So if you're looking for something like, you want to get into the system and you want to do the exam and you don't have much time to study and you want a good, diverse work environment, so I would suggest that UK is the best place for it. Plus, PLAB is recognized in many other countries except for the UK. It's recognized in New Zealand, it's recognized in Australia, it's recognized in Dubai. But the thing is that you need to get some experience in the UK before you can work in the other countries. What exactly is PLAB? So PLAB is basically, it's a professional and linguistic assessment board exam. It's a two-part examination that's conducted by the General Medical Council to assess whether the international graduates, that is the IMGs, they possess the necessary knowledge and skills to practice medicine safely in the UK. So the purpose of this exam is to basically test that the IMGs meet the standard of a UK Foundation Year 2 doctor. Okay, and this exam basically evaluates your both clinical and your theoretical knowledge as well. It's two part. Part one is theory exam, and part two is the clinical OSCE exam. Okay, and it also allows the doctors to get GMC registration to allow them to legally practice in the UK. Who needs to take PLAB? This is very important. If you are a fresh graduate and you have a primary medical qualification that is outside the UK or from a European economic area or Switzerland, or who do not possess any recognized postgraduate qualification, they typically require to pass PLAB to gain GMC registration. Okay. So a general overview, what the roadmap to PLAB and GMC registration is. Just an overview. We'll dig into them separately in further slides. I just want to give you an overview what exactly we're going to be discussing now. So the first one is the English language requirement exam. Before it was only IELTS, but now they have facilitated the doctors in this place. Now you can give an occupational English test that's easier as compared to IELTS. There is a bit difference in the cost. We'll discuss that later as well. Then the next step is that once you're done with your OAT, you need to set up your GMC account. It is very easy. You go to gmc.uk.org, the website, you put up your account. You don't need any money for that. You just need to put your information. You should have passed the OAT, and you can make your online account. Once you're done with the online account, you will be able to book for your PLAB 1 exam. They will verify you through email. When the PLAB 1 exams window open, you'll get an email. Once you get the email, you can book the exam. And then once you clear your PLAB 1, you book and pass PLAB 2. That's only taken in the UK. And then after that, you do your GMC registration. For that, you'll need to submit a few documents. And once you're done, within 7 to 14 days, you ideally get your GMC registration and you can apply for the jobs in the UK, training or non-training jobs. Okay. Clinical attachments. It is not necessary that you need GMC registration for clinical attachment, but it is recommended that you get the GMC registration or at least pass when you're going for your PLAB 2. That time you have ample of time after your exam. This will save your cost and your money for travel as well. So in that time, at least do get some experience in the NHS, how the system works over there and what is the protocols, how they look into the patients. That's very important. It will make your profile very strong. And then you just apply for jobs. Once you're done PLAB 2 and you have a GMC registration, you're a fresh graduate, completed your house job, no postgraduate experience, you can apply for FY2, that is Foundation Year 2 doctor level or a senior house officer level jobs, or even CT1 and ST1 in training jobs. Okay, so what exactly, how to do the OET? How you're going to do the OET or IELTS. So it's an English language test, IELTS and OET. The funny part is that I just want to share it with everyone. I have done both of them. I've done IELTS. I did IELTS when I was in my university. I was not graduated at that time. I did my IELTS. I scored the required bands, but then there was some delay in my plan and I couldn't pursue PLAB at that time. So it got expired. And then when I had the second opportunity, by that time, OET was available. Unfortunately, it was not available in Bahrain at that time, but now you can do it in Bahrain as well. The test centers are there in Bahrain. So I went to Karachi and gave my OET exam. So I have experience of both the exam and I can give you a comparison on my personal experience. Personally, it's an English language test exam, and there are 4 parts: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. IELTS has 2 parts in writing, but OET has just 1 part in writing, and that is just a simple letter. You need to write a letter. It's a discharge summary, a reference letter, or maybe you're writing it to inform a transfer letter of the patient. It's just that. And it's just a format you need to know how to write it. But in IELTS, there are 2 parts. One part is you need to write an essay, and the other part is you need to explain a graph or a stats or pie chart or something like that. You need to give that kind of an explanation. Reading, writing, and listening is quite easy, but the writing part is difficult. Reading, listening, and speaking is easy, I would say. And the required score for IELTS is 7.5 in each subject, and in OET it is grade B. But then again, in OET, if you are a fresh graduate, you're not yet completed your house job, I would suggest that when you're doing your OET, don't look for grade B. Look for a score of more than 400. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because if you are planning to pursue PLAB, it is better that you do your FY1 in the UK, not in Pakistan. So you should go to the UK to do your FY1. That would increase your chances of getting a job over there. For that, you require OET score of 400, above 400. Grade B is basically the score is above 380 something, but it should be above 400 to get into FY1 program. That is the requirement. But for PLAB, you need only B in all four parts. Then the step 2 is the PLAB 1. You register via GMC online. The requirement is just your valid passport, your primary medical qualification, IELTS and OET required results. You book an exam. The seats are limited, but it's taken everywhere in the world. You can book according to your adjustments and your schedule. You can plan accordingly. We'll discuss about that also. Then comes PLAB 2. Once you're done with PLAB 2, the PLAB 2 is only done in Manchester. After booking PLAB 1, the documents approval on GMC online, and that's it. Book a seat for PLAB 2 and start preparing for PLAB 2. The common issues when you do while booking these exams is that you have login delays, there are payment errors, or document verification. These are three basic things that you face a backlash for. So login delays is very important. The time they give you for logging in and getting into booking your exam is just log in at that time. Don't log in multiple devices. Like you don't go with the browser on your laptop and with your phone and with the same ID or logging here and there. You'll get stuck. You'll not be able to do it, and you'll go back to the queue, and it will waste a lot of time, and you'll not get the desired location where you want to book. So just go from one place and be ready with a card that does not have any payment issue. It should be a credit card, most probably. Okay. Then let's move to the first part of the exam, that is the PLAB 1. The PLAB 1 is theoretical exam, 180 questions, best of 5. So you need to choose one answer for that. It is a 3-hour exam. And the questions are practical, real-world clinical scenarios. The subjects include medicine, surgery, emergency, psychiatry, pediatrics, obs and gynae, ethics and communication. How to prepare for the exam. So for the preparation, I took 2 subscriptions at that time. I took MedRevision and Plabable, but comparatively, Plabable is more than enough. You don't need to go through MedRevisions. The questions in Plabable are similar to the ones that are asked in the exam. Okay, so Plabable is the top choice. You can take Plabable's subscription, start practicing the MCQs on that. It has around 3,000 some questions in it, 3,500 some questions. I don't know now, it's updated, but by that time it was this much. Then there is the books. You don't need any books or any notes for Plabable for PLAB 1. There are only PLAB keys. They're kind of flashcards. You need to do that and get the latest version. I think now the version that's rotating on online groups is 5.1 or 5.2 something. I have the latest versions with me. If somebody wants it, I can share it with them. Just do the PLAB keys, memorize those keys and all the important points in the they've written subject wise, and they're very good. And then just do your questions. Just practice. The difficult part passing the PLAB 1 is not the exam questions. The difficult thing the challenges that doctors face is time management. It's 180 questions and 180 minutes. So you have 1 minute for one question. Okay. So the thing is, you need to manage time. And for that, you need to do mock exams. Mock exams are very, very, very important. There are 90 mock questions in Plabable. You need to do all 90 mock exams. That is very important. It will help you how to manage your time. You'll get quick in reading the questions. And the thing is, PLAB's questions, the stem is really long, and there are a lot of red herrings in the questions that are not important and not relevant to the answer. The answer just lies in 2 or 3 lines, but you should have your muscle memory should be so strong that when you read the question, you get to know that this is the answer, and just you go with the answer. Don't dwell on one question for around 5-10 minutes. You will waste your time. And why kids or doctors tend to fail this exam is that they're not able to answer all the questions. So the first thing first is that you need to focus on time management and practice how to do it on time. There's no negative marking for the exam. Exam preparation time is approximately 2 to 3 months, in which I would say that you need to study at least 5 hours a day. And 5 hours a day means you'll be able to do 100 questions easily a day, and you'll be able to complete in 2 months the whole Plabable questions. And the last month should be kept whole and sole for revision. In that month, you will just do your mocks and you will just revise your PLAB keys. That's it. No here and there looking or whatever. And the other thing is, it is very important. You need to get in touch with peers who are preparing for PLAB 1 exam. Communicate with them, discuss with them the questions. They will share questions in the group. Try and answer those questions. Engage yourself. It brings in confidence. It brings in the motivation. You need to engage yourself in the group and answer those questions, and that will help you in the exam. 3 months are more than enough for doing this exam. Okay, so the pass mark of PLAB 1, it varies. Basically, they do it in, there's a method called as Angoff method, and what it is that standardize the score, and the score is usually the least score and the highest score, and they do some kind of deviation that there's some kind of a method that they use, but usually the cutoff usually comes to 150 to 120. So it's not that easy to, not that difficult to score. You can easily score 150 to 120 marks in PLAB out of 180. Okay, the pass percentage of PLAB 1 is also like 72%. It was 72% in 2023, and in 2024 it has reduced to 70.5%. But I would still say that it is not that difficult, and doctors are still doing it, like they're doing it very easily. The results are usually expected within 6 weeks after the exam, usually less than 6 weeks, in a month, mostly month or 1 week, like that, like 4 or 5 weeks. And the even if you feel the exam is tough, the pass mark is adjusted. Okay, so don't stop in between. Complete all the questions, keep calm, attempt all the questions, and always go with your gut instinct. The first answer that after reading the question that comes to your mind, 99% that's the answer, because that's your muscle memory. It tells you that this is the answer, just go for it. Okay, don't dwell on questions. All right, the next is PLAB 2. PLAB 2 is an OSCE style exam. It is an objective structured clinical exam. This exam, personally, I would say I didn't struggle in PLAB 1, but PLAB 2, I did not struggle in PLAB 2, but in PLAB 2, it is kind of difficult. It's not that easy as PLAB 1, because this is an OSCE exam. There are 18 stations in which there are 2 rest stations, and there are total of 3 hours, and 8 minutes are given to each station. Each station carries 12 marks. The marking is done as 4-4-4. So 4 marks they give to your interpersonal skills, like how you're communicating with the patient. Do you have a smile on your face? Are you empathetic? Are you trying to build up a relationship with the patient? They judge you on that. Then the second, like the other 4 marks are for diagnosis, test, and the red flags. So only 4 marks are for that. Then the last 4 marks are for management, 8 minutes only. So it's like there are cubicles over there, like 18 different rooms. So the doctors, they tend to rotate. Once the bell rings, you enter the room, and over there, you just enter the room, you greet the examiner, and you start with the station, and the examiner says you can go, because in each room there is an examiner sitting over there. Okay, and then after that they give you another hearing that it's 2 minutes remaining. That's just the 2-minute bell. You get the 2-minute bell, so you know that the 2 minutes is remaining. You need to wrap it up. So it's kind of stressful exam, and once it is done, they'll be like, move on to the next station. So you need to come out, and you need to go outside the other room and stand outside the other room, and in between these 18 stations there are 2 rest stations. So you just go and sit in the room, have some coffee to yourself, have some biscuits or something like that. This exam is only conducted in UK, in Manchester, and in 2 different locations in UK. It's the same. Basically, the location is the same. It's just a street apart. So it's done in Manchester, Hardman Square and Hardman Street. It's literally 1 kilometer. You can see Hardman Square and street from street across. So it does not really matter if you're doing it in Hardman Square or you're doing it on Hardman Street. It's the same exam, the same structure, same everything is same. And it's done in 2 shifts. So it's done in the morning shift and it's done in the evening shift. You'll not be able to know whether you're in the morning shift or evening shift. They usually tend to let you know once you've done the booking. So when you're doing the booking, you'll just be able to see the dates, and that's it. You'll not be able to see that. You cannot choose morning or evening. That is depending on your number where you stand. I don't know how they tend to divide the doctors on that. The station types is, they have history taking station. 1 or 2 stations will be history taking. Then there is a communication skills station in which they will be breaking bad news. They will be counseling. This is very important. And trust me, they bring real life scenarios. The simulators sitting over there, they are so well-trained actors that you will think that this is actually a hospital setting. I still remember in my exam, I had one station. There was a male who was transitioning to a female, and there was a transgender in the room. There was a transgender in the room. I never had an experience of I never had an experience of consulting with a transgender. So it was kind of, I kept myself calm, but I knew that these kind of challenges you'll face in the exam. So when we were practicing, when we were doing the scripts, we were preparing ourselves. When you come to a station where you have a transgender, you don't need to be judgmental, because they're looking and they are giving you marks on that. Are you empathetic with the patient? Are you trying to judge the patient? This is not allowed. The NHS does not allow all of this. Then there is the other station, that is the teaching station. Teaching is mandatory in NHS. Teaching as in teaching your fellow colleagues. So if I am an FY2, I will be assigned in my rota to some FY1s that I will need to teach. It can be teaching ECGs, it can be teaching basic procedures, it can be teaching, maybe teaching the parent how to use EpiPen. I'm just giving an example, how to use an EpiPen to the parent. So these kind of teaching stations are there. Then there is prescription writing. You need to know how to write the prescription. The difference, there's a difference of writing, and they have a specific type of, booklet that you need to know how to fill, how to write the doses and what all. So there's another station for prescription writing. Then there is Semen. Semen is basically, it's kind of a robot, and it's a real life robot. It's a big giant robot, and it speaks to you. It has breath sounds. It shouts at you, and it acts like it's going to sleep, and it's drowsy. So it's a whole human body. That is Simen. So that station, you need to do the ABCD procedure with it. And for instance, if it is a morphine, it's coming with a morphine overdose, and you're not able to give him the exact antidote at that point of time, he will die. And he will die, and you will fail that station. So you need to save your patient. That is Simen. Then there is procedure. In procedures, you have to perform the procedures. It's usually on the mannequins. They can ask you to do a physical examination, like maybe do a scrotal examination, or maybe do a DRE, or maybe do an IV cannulation. So that is for the procedures. So this is the station. They're divided. It depends on your exam and on your luck. In my exam, I did not have Simen. So it's not mandatory that in each exam you will have Simen. It depends if you're going to have a Simen or not. The skills that they're testing is that the first and the foremost thing, that safe patient care is you are a safe doctor. They're testing that you are a safe doctor on every single level. You need to be well adhered to the guidelines of GMC, to good medical practice. That is very, very, very important. So you need to be well acquainted to their guidelines, how you need to behave around the patient, what is allowed to say, what are your duty obligations, not sharing the news with other family relatives. You're not allowed to do that. All this confidentiality and all of that. They see that you're a safe doctor or not. Then how you're communicating with the patient. Always you need to have a smile on your face, how you're communicating with the families, with the colleagues. Then clinical judgment and decision making, that is very important. Ethical awareness. Are you aware of the ethical side of the NHS, how they deal with the patients over there? That is very important. The third thing is obviously English, how fluent you are, how good are you in understand, like explaining the other person what you're trying to say, or communication, how are your communication skills? Is your patient understanding you? Are you understanding what the patient is trying to say? So these are the things that they judge you on. Preparation time for the exam, PLAB 2 is it is very important. The preparation breakdown for PLAB 2 is very important, because PLAB 2 you have to go to UK, so you need to prepare for your visa, you need to prepare for going over there, then you need to prepare for the exam itself. So you need to have this in your mind. You need to plan ahead when you're doing PLAB 2. PLAB 1 is not that difficult. You just need to go to the exam center and give the exam. It's just that you need to decide which location you're selecting for, and just go into the exam center and give your exam. But for PLAB 2, you need to go to the UK. Visa process is one thing. Then you need to look over their accommodation. Then you need to find a good academy, which academy you're going to go to, because you need to have a practice over there for the SIMEN, the procedures, and the examinations that is done in the academies. And how will you prepare before going over there? So this is very important. So the timeline is very important. You should have at least 4 months time before your exam. So if, for instance, if I'm booking, I've passed my PLAB 1 now, and I want to book my exam, so I will book after 4 months. I will take a date that is after 4 months. That is recommended from my side. You should do it in that way. Then you need to join a study group. Very, very important. When this PLAB 2 aspirant group was, I didn't have in my mind that I will make a PLAB 2 aspirant group. It was not that I'm going to mentor somebody. But what happened exactly, I wanted to prepare for PLAB 2. I did not know where to start. I did not have any guidance what to do whatsoever. There were many YouTube videos available, but then just going and watching the videos, I could not understand. I was lost. I asked my friends who had given the exam, and they guided me as well, but it was just, it was too much for me to take. The stress and everything was a lot. So I didn't know how to do it. What I did, I just typed on Facebook. There is a group, PLAB 2 group. I typed over there that my name is so and so, and I have booked an exam 4 months ahead. If somebody is willing to practice, please reach out to me in the inbox. And I'm looking for diverse nationalities. People started messaging me on Facebook. And once they started messaging me on Facebook, and there were many doctors who were having the exam on the same day, there were a few of them who were having 1 month before me or something like that. Then, like in 2 days' time, I got 12 doctors and I made a group. Literally, I got 12 doctors. I made a group. I named it PLAB 2 aspirants, and we started from there. When we went into the group, we started asking each other how you're preparing for the exam. What is your strategy? What do you think how you're going to prepare for the exam? Some doctors were going to join the academy. Some were still in, like me, I didn't made a decision of joining an academy or whatsoever. So then I came up with a plan that we'll start reading these scripts. There's scripts available, as in their books available for PLAB 2 preparation that have cases and they have conversation between the doctor and the patient. Two basic scripts that are available is All Days and Dr. Moshobi. It covers most of the cases. That is the best books that you have. So we started reading the books. And what I used to do is that I used to send a message in the group one day before that tomorrow we are going to practice consultation. Like we doctors used to simulate for each other. So we were like, we're going to practice tomorrow cardiovascular diseases, for instance, history taking. So we're going to do that topic, read so and so topics from pages number this to this, and tomorrow we'll just do the consultation. And the next day we used to practice it. So everyone used to read it before coming and practicing it. So that's how we started. We did this whole practice for around 1 month, and then after that we were fluent with the stations. We timed our consultations. Initially we did not time. Initially we were taking around 11 minutes to ask questions, to complete the consultation, like to take the history, to do the test, to explain the test and do the examination. We were taking around 11 to 20 minutes. But then later on we started timing ourselves, and we started timing to 8 minutes. After that we started timing ourselves to 7 minutes. And by the time we were nearing our exam, we were timing ourselves to 6 minutes, 30 seconds. This is important. You know why? Because you need to have that, you need to train your brain in such a way that you don't act like in front of the patient that you're trying to recall the questions. Because if they see you doing that, they know that you're scripted. You've just prepared from some notes and you're coming and you don't have any knowledge. You should have a muscle memory that, okay, I need to ask this question, I need to jump onto this question. It should be very natural. It should come very naturally. So that's why we timed ourselves and we reduced the time. Okay. So that's why you can put stress onto our brain and just do it like in a good way. Then we focused on our history taking structure. That's very important. How you start the questions, how you ask the red flags, how do you show your sympathy to the patient, and a safe closure. Are you telling the patient the red signs of the disease? Are you telling him when he needs to come back to the hospital, when he needs to call the nurse? These things are very important. So you need to, when you read the script, you will get into it, that how you need to go and go on taking the a consultation, or all of the consultation. Then after that, I did not take an academy. I passed PLAB exam without an academy. Academies they're just money making business. No academy is needed to pass PLAB 2. You can do it with preparing in the right way. I did not take any academies. I tell it very proudly that I did not take any academy. If you have the right plan, you can save your money for the academies, because academies are their cost is a lot. They take an arm and a leg. For me, it was because I was unemployed at that time. So I did not take academies. I took Loan's masterclass. Loan's masterclass is Dr. Loan. He comes online and he discusses the important cases and the scenarios that are being asked in PLAB 2 recently and all of that. It's an online class. So we took that and we shared the cost among all of us. So it's around 82 pounds, something like that. And we were 12 or 12 doctors. So hardly it cost us £4 or £5. So I took the subscription and I was taking the lecture and we were sharing it with all of us, like through Zoom. We shared it with each other and we took the class. At the end of the exam, once I was done, I traveled to the UK like around 1 week before. I did not go to the academy. I traveled 1 week before my exam. And that too, I just went for the mocks, because mocks are very important. Mocks give you the whole, you need to go to the academy for mocks. So academies, they have packages. So you just go for the mocks to the academy. So the academies, they have the whole setting of the exam. They have cubicles, like the actual cubicles. They have the actual mannequins. So you have the whole, the adrenaline rush that you're going to witness in the exam, that you come up that barrier by taking mocks. So that's very important. So I took the mocks and I performed procedure Simon. I reached UK that time. I, like, for 4 or 5 days, I just practiced the procedures and Simon. The Simon also we practiced online, like with my friends, with the doctors who were doing. And over there, we just saw how the Simon looks and how they simulate the Simon and all of that. And that was that. Then exam day, what exactly things that you need to have in mind on the exam day for PLAB 2 is you need to dress up according to the GMC guideline. This is very important. important. You cannot just go into jeans and shirt or wear scrubs or wear a lab coat and go for the exam. No, you need to dress up according to the GMC guidelines. And the GMC guidelines says that you should not wear, your hair should be tied properly. If you're wearing a scarf, it should be tied properly. You should not wear any heavy jewelries. You should not have any rings on your fingers. Your nails should be trimmed. Your sleeves should be above the wrist and below the elbow. So you're not allowed to wear half sleeves. You're not allowed to wear full sleeves. So these things are, you need to have in mind before you. You need to dress up nicely and ethically, look like a doctor. That's very important. Then on the exam day, do light practice just before you're going to go to the exam in the morning. Practice with your friend. Okay, that will help you introduce yourself, or maybe stand in front of the mirror and just, practice that how you'll introduce yourself to the patient once you get into the room. This is very important. Confidence is the key. In PLAB 2, confidence is the key. Even if you don't know, don't stop the consultation. Just take it as a normal patient, because you tend to forget. We are doctors, we are human. Everyone tends to forget. Nobody is perfect, Don't give anything wrong or don't tell any wrong information to the patient, but then don't stop as well. If you don't know, just tell the patient that I'll get back to you, but don't sit blank or idle over there. Okay. Introduction is very important. When you're practicing for PLAB 2, practice how you're going to introduce. There's a typical way that everyone should introduce themselves, because you have to tell your GMC number. You need to ask the permission of the examiner when you enter the room. You need to say, hello, examiner, my name is Dr. Khulood. You call by the last name, by the way, over there. You need to call everyone by the last name. That's very important. So like, hello, examiner, my name is Dr. Fatima and my GMC number is 8669. And may I proceed, with a smile on the face. So practice on the day of the exam, how you'll introduce, practice smiling, remind yourself you need to smile, and you're confident enough, and do the exam. That's that. PLAB 2 passing criteria. Again, it is the same. There is a method, the same Angov method they use to standardize the whole passing criteria. It is very variable sometimes, but usually the passing criteria is 11 stations. You need to pass 11 stations, and there is a minimum mark as well. So it means that if the minimum passing mark is 100, for example, you have passed 12 stations, but your passing mark in each station is 90. You have failed the exam. You're not passed. Okay. So you need to pass the station, and you need to have the minimum passing marks as well. This is very important. So you need 12 marks for each station. Minimum passing marks are usually 10. So, and the minimum passing stations are usually 11 or 10. It depends on the exam. The recent pass rates, you can see it's according to the stats. In 2023, it was 62.9% some doctors passed PLAB 2, and in 2024, 65% of the doctors passed PLAB 2. So the results are typically released within 4 weeks post-exam, and the candidates receive an email notification to access their results via GMC online portal. And once you get your results, you're done, and just done with it. Now, you're done with your PLAB, you're done with your OAT. What next? This is another struggle. For me, for the doctors, it's always a struggle. For everyone who's going through GMC registration, very important. Those doctors who are graduated outside, as in foreign medical graduates who are graduating outside Pakistan, it is very, very, very important. Please take notes that those doctors who are graduating from China, from Georgia, from Kyrgyzstan, we have 2 internships, by the way, in the other countries who are outside Pakistan. It's one is pre-graduation internship, and the other one is postgraduate internship. What we usually tend to do are FMGs. Well, this is a practice that the doctors do, but now GMC is very strict about it. Before, they used to give registration, but now they don't give you full registration. Why they don't give you? They say that you need to complete your pre-graduation internship in the country where you're graduating from, not from Pakistan. So if you are graduating from China, don't think of coming back for pre-graduation internship to Pakistan and then going back to China for your exit exam and then getting the degree. No, they will not give you the full registration. They don't consider it, because they say that you're not registered, because we FMGs, we are not allowed to do pre-graduation internship as per Pakistan Medical License Commission. We are not allowed to do pre-graduation internship without PMDC's license. So we cannot do it in Pakistan. They don't allow it. So be careful if you're planning to do PLAB or any other exams and you are graduating from outside, even the USMLE, it's the same. You need to do your pre-graduation internship in the university that you have done. Don't come back to Pakistan to do it. Okay. So after getting your PLAB results, you go to your GMC online, the where you started the whole process. You put your primary medical qualification. You check whether your primary medical qualification is accepted by the GMC. Obviously, you needed to check that before the exam as well. And the documents that are required is your final medical degree. It should be translated if it is not translated, and for that there is another websites that are available that translate your degree online. So you need to pay $100 for that, and then they give it to you. Stalker is from New Zealand. They GMC accepts their translated degrees. So you need to get your degree translated if it is not in English, and then your valid OET and IELTS result. So OET and IELTS results is also one thing now, that if you have done your OET more than 2 years, like when you did your OET and when you did your PLAB, the gap between the two was more than 2 years. So you need to register for GMC within 3 months of passing PLAB. Okay, then they will accept it. Otherwise, more than 2 years of English exam tests, they don't accept it. You need to give the exam again. Okay, so this is another thing you should be very careful about, that when you're giving the OET and the time you have completed your PLAB too, it should not be more than 2 years. Okay, if it is more than 2 years, they still give you some time. Like you can register as soon as you clear your PLAB 2, register within 3 months. Then your OET is accepted, even if it is more than 2 years. But you cleared your OET more than 2 years, you passed your PLAB 2, but you did not register for GMC, and it took more than 3 months, like you did not apply for registration, because some doctors tend to do that. They don't apply for registration, they wait, and then they apply later because they go through the ECFMG verification and they make the EPIC account. It takes time. So if they don't do that, then your OET is expired. So you need to have this in mind as well. You need your valid passport and you need your good standing certificate. That's it for your registration in the GMC. No other documents are required. No, and house job certificate. You don't need any other experience certificates. You don't need any other things. No transcript, nothing. It's just a big. They have a big question. They have a big questionnaire that you need to fill. You need to add in your work history in that. You need to add your education details in that. But the documents that are required is just three. It's a final medical degree. It's your OET results. It's a valid internship. Your valid passport. Your internship certificate. 12 months minimum, continuous. There should be no break in it. If you have a break, you should have a letter from your hospital why you had a break, or if you have changed the hospital, why you changed the hospital. Keep these documents ready with you, because they're going to ask you all these documents. For those doctors who are graduated outside Pakistan, they will also require a pre-graduation internship certificate as well, because they want to see whether you did it in Pakistan or you did it in the country that you graduated from. Okay. All right. Next is, now you're done with your GMC registration. What next? You got your GMC registration. So now you can just start applying for the jobs. You can go for the training jobs. You can go for the non-training jobs. We'll discuss on the training jobs, how you can do that. Okay. So there are other websites like Track, and there are other sources where you can apply for jobs online. Then when you are there, how you secure clinical attachment in the UK. This is also one thing doctors struggle. Nowadays, doctors struggle in getting clinical attachments, because clinical attachments, basically what is clinical attachment? It is a short-term unpaid observership in the UK hospital. And usually it is done for 2 to 6 weeks long. I would suggest that do at least for 6 weeks, because 2 weeks, it does not really matter. They don't consider it even as an attachment. They say that it is too less of an attachment. So minimum 6 weeks. And you get, it's basically a shadowing period. You just shadow the consultants. You do not treat patients, but you get to know how the system works over there. You get to do networking over there. You get to do you go over there, and you can maybe be a part of, ask the doctors who are doing QIPs over there, who are doing audits over there. You can ask them if there is any audit going on. You can maybe give some input in the audit, and you can use that in your attachment. You can use that in your CV, that you have done an audit, okay, in the UK. It is very important. You can ask if any research is going on. You can give some input in the research, and that too you can use as an evidence in your portfolio. Why this is important is because it boosts your CV for the UK. Now, if you go to the online websites, they have these requirements just before you apply to the job. They ask you whether you have NHS experience, and do you have any audit under your name? Have you ever done an audit? Have you ever done research? These questions are asked. These are kind of prerequisites. If you say no, 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 they say thank you. You cannot apply for this job. You need to. And this is, I'm talking about SHO level jobs, not senior level jobs. Okay, so they're expecting, because the competition now is a lot. Okay, so they're expecting you to do everything. They want the doctors to be highly competent, those who are coming to the UK. Okay, so once you do your attachment over there, you can get all these experience, and then you can also have strong references. Don't forget to take references from your consultant, get recommendation letters at the end of your attachment. Don't do the attachment just for the attachment purpose, just don't go in the morning and just give an attendance and then just sit over there and come back. No, show them that you are a good doctor. Engage with them, speak to them, show them that you have the skills, you can do, you have the knowledge, and you can, give inputs in the rounds and all of that. They give you a chance. You can speak up, and you can build strong references with this. Okay, how to apply? So there are a lot of index kind of a thing for the doctors in the UK. There are email IDs. You have to apply directly to the consultant. That's the right way to do, actually, or the HR. The HR usually does not reply, but it's better to do it to the consultants. And trust me, you need to send at least 200 emails or more than that, like 100 emails a day, and then wait for the replies. And you need to do this at least 2 to 3 to 4 months. Like when you book your PLAB 2 exam, just start emailing the consultants, that I'm going to come to the UK to do my PLAB 2 exam, and I'm looking forward to do a clinical attachment, and I've graduated from so and so university. Small cover letter plus your CV, and send it, and wait for the reply, and then you'll get a reply. Okay. If you have already your GMC done, you can just tell them that you have your GMC done. If you don't have your GMC done, just tell them that you're in the process of PLAB and you'll be getting your GMC done soon. And the where you can get the consultants' emails, there are other websites as well, like MediBuddy or LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a good resource. In LinkedIn, you'll get all the consultants' email IDs. You can get it over there, or the hospital websites. Get the consultant email IDs and send them email. Okay. The bonus tip is stay professional, follow the hospital rules, and at the end of your internship, ask for a reference letter. Okay, now comes the cost breakdown. This is very, very important. Okay, the budgeting of the whole exam. All right, so the OET, it costs around 162 BD. It's done in Bahrain now. There are a lot of centers. You can do it in Bahrain. It's done in Bahrain. PLAB 1, if you're doing it in Dubai, I did it in Dubai, so I had to get a visa for it. So it cost around 80 pounds, like 38 BD, and I applied online. I got the visa for Dubai, and I did it in Dubai. The exam fees itself is 255 pounds. That's around 122 BD. You need to book it through GMC online website. PLAB 2 exam is comparatively expensive. It is 934 pounds, 444 BD. You book it through GMC again. The UK visa, you need to apply for a standard visitor visa. It is for 6 months from the time of the entry. It costs you around 55 BD. Return flight to UK is around 285 to 300 BD. You will get it depending on your preferences. It's not more expensive than this, okay? Staying in the UK, if you're staying for 14 to 30 days, approximately it will cost you around 190 to 380 BD. Depends on the hostel accommodation or wherever you're going to stay. Okay, the living and the transport cost. Now, you can use a travel card over there. You can use Oyster card. The metro and the tubes are very well appointed over there, and they're there. But in Manchester, you'll find it difficult because over there are no tubes. So there are trams over there. You can use trams. And you can the Oyster card works over for it. It will cost you around 120 to 240 BD, depends on what you're doing over there. Okay, so the academies that I would recommend, if you're looking into, there are a lot of academies that are doing they're working now online. If you'll go and see which academy I should do, they will give you reviews. It's like whoever has gone to which academy, they will give the same, like they'll give good reviews about that academy. My personal experience is that I have had friends who had done Moshobi Academy. Moshobi Academy is good because they have a hostel, and their hostel is in the academy. So there's a separate girls hostel and separate boys hostel, and that hostel has separate rooms. Each room has a washroom with it, or there's sometimes a sharing room as a sharing flat as well. So it's kind of a host like full flats, and they're sharing the rooms, and the cost is very less. It's like 20 pounds for a day. It's cheap compared to the other places. And plus, you get the whole environment where all the doctors are practicing and all the doctors are preparing for PLAB. There are a lot of doctors over there, so you get time to practice, you get time to prepare. Even if you're not taking the golden package, like the golden package is with the hostel and with the online classes. They give you online classes. They will give each and every single class online. It's like a 12-day classes course for 12 hours a day. They'll completely prepare you for the PLAB. But then again, it comes to the practice at the end of the day. They cannot spoon feed you. They'll just explain what things you need to do, what things you don't need to do. But if you go for the golden package, it will cost you around 403 BD. It gives you full access with mocks and everything. Then there's a silver package. The silver package is without hostel. It costs you around 355 BD. It's just the classes and the mocks. They don't, but you can still go, you can still ask them for a room. They will give you a room if it's available. You need to do the booking pre-hand. Then there is a bronze package. The bronze package is just teaching, procedure, and mocks. That's it. They don't have anything else in that. Okay. It's around 308 BD. I took Dr. Allah's Academy, and it's in Manchester. I just took their mocks, and it cost me, for one mock, it was £50. I took two mocks, so it cost me around £100. That's it. But they have their package as well. They have multiple courses package. They don't have hostel. Allah's Academy does not have hostel, and the biggest setback for Allah's Academy is that it is located in the center of Manchester, just opposite to the Manchester City Stadium, and you don't have accommodations nearby. You need to travel a lot to come to the academy, so this is a fallback, but the academy was really good. Then there is Samson's Academy. Samson's Academy also has accommodations with it, like Moshobi. So I would suggest that if doctors are going over there, female doctors, you'll find other doctors as well. You can go with them to the classes, come back, and and their cost is 260 to 310 BD. Overall, this whole process will take like around 1,800 to 1,700 BD, the whole, with your living and everything. Okay. Common pitfalls, what to avoid when taking the PLAB. Top mistakes the PLAB aspirants make is they delay the OET and IELTS exam. So PLAB 1 exam bookings open 4 times in a year. Okay. So it's in Feb, then it's in May, then it's in August, and then it's in November. All right. IELTS is done every month. OET is done every month. Okay. But the results take around 1 month, 13 days. Okay, for the results to come. Then making the GMC online account and verification of the account takes around 30 days. So you need to have this 1.5 month of a margin. Okay. So for instance, if I'm looking for a PLAB 1 seat, I have in mind that I want to do it in the August. And if I'm doing my exam of OET in July, I'll not be able to book it in August because my results will not be available. Even if I have my results, I will not have a GMC online account. How will I be able to do my exam in the August? So plan accordingly, that when you're going to do your OET and the time you're going to book your PLAB, you have enough days that would make you able to book PLAB 1 exam. Late PLAB 1 booking. So delaying your OET delays your PLAB. Now, if you have done your OET in July, let's say, you'll not be able to book it in August. Now, the next bookings will be in November. So how many 3 or 4 months delay is already there. So you're delaying in November, when you're doing your PLAB 1, you'll get your results, and then your exam will be shifted to the next year. Like PLAB 2 will be shifted to the next year. So whole year delay will be there. Okay, so you need to plan ahead. All right. Then underestimating PLAB 2. What doctors do is that they think that the PLAB 1 is theoretical exam and it's difficult. They put their whole soul energy in PLAB 1 and they think that PLAB 2 is kind of easy. It's just speaking, it's just examination. No, PLAB 2 is difficult. You need to prepare properly for PLAB 2, right? Last minute travel planning. Don't procrastinate on your visa and flight bookings, hostel bookings, because this is another stress that you're going to put to yourself. Okay, you need to plan ahead. Apply for the visa at least 2 to 3 months before your exam date. All right. You can put the date that you want the visa, because they usually give you the visa, the date that you put in in your application. So they will just give you a week before. The visa will just be a week before the date that you have put it in. Like for instance, for me, I put it that I'm going to travel on the September 1st week, because my exam was on September 17th. So I was like, I'm going September's first week. So my visa was valid from 26th of August. So they gave me a week before visa. Okay. So they give you a week before visa, but the process should be started at least 2 to 3 months before. Then neglecting the GMC document criteria, submitting unclear scans, outdated certificates, it can delay your application. Skipping clinical attachment, it is very important. Don't skip clinical attachment. It helps prospects, your valuable references, and all of that. Don't do that. You need to do clinical attachment. Poor financial planning. You need to have the estimate of your expenses, and you need to lead that can lead to a budget shortfall. So plan properly. Have your budgeting done just before your exam. Application errors. If you do a small error, they will reject your application. If they reject your application, it will become another whole stress. Now you need to cancel your PLAB 2 booking, and then you need to ask them for a refund, and then you need to book for another exam. So align everything, fill up your application properly, and be honest in your application. Don't lie in your application, okay? And do the process smoothly. Overlooking GMC registration deadlines. Don't, as I said, 3 months time after your PLAB 2. Don't exceed that time. As soon as you're done your PLAB 2, start doing your EPIC portfolio. You can even do it before doing your PLAB 2. It's not necessary. Once you're done with your PLAB 1, start doing your EPIC profile and start applying for your ECFMG certification. Okay. Then inadequate preparation, not engaging with practices, not preparing well, not having good impact, not having a good insight of the exam. This can lead to your, failure of the exam. How to stay on track. Plan with a realistic timeline. Don't just come up with a timeline that I will do it in August, but then you're not able to do it in August. No, come up with, everyone knows everyone knows their responsibilities. Like for me, I knew what my responsibilities are. I have my family, I have everything. I kept everything in mind, and then I planned my whole journey. It's not so you should be very clear when you want to do which exam. Do an early booking. Don't wait till the last moment, okay, till the slots are engaged. Engage in group practices. That is very, very important. Okay. Organize your documents. Again, I'm emphasizing organize your documents. I have told you, you need to have a pre-graduation internship. Keep it ready. Don't wait. You don't have a section on GMC that's asking you pre-graduation internship. But as soon as you submit your application and they see that you're an FMG as a foreign medical graduate with a Pakistani nationality, they will ask you that where is your pre-graduation internship? Keep it ready. Don't run here and there and prepare it that time. Keep it ready for yourself. Okay. Monitor your expenses and utilize platforms like Bahrain Pakistan Doctors Group and the other platforms wherever you are engaging with other doctors, because diversity networking is very important. You meet people, you get to know, you understand, you get those ideas from the other doctors, how to stay on track. It's very important. Okay. Expert guidance on YouTube. There are a lot of doctors that are having vlogs. I would suggest Dr. Ibris Road to UK. If you're planning to go to UK, she has a clear guidelines on training jobs, non-training jobs, everything, how to apply, the do's and don'ts. You can visit her. And even there's Dr. Faraz. He also has good how to do your GMC registration and everything. He has a good um, what do you call this, vlog, and you can just use that. All right, so this is it, and we'll have a question and answer session now. So I'll give it to you, Mr. Dr. Tariq. So if anyone has any questions, they can just come up with the questions and I can answer them.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khulood. It was very comprehensive and detailed knowledge about the PLAB, definitely from scratch till attachment. So, my colleagues, if you have any question, you write down in the chat, or you can unmute and you can ask question directly to Dr. Khulood. Okay, we will start reading the comments as well as taking the questions. So Dr.
Yes.
Rehan is saying, thank you, Dr. Khulood, for your excellent presentation on PLAB preparation. It was highly informative and comprehensive, providing great insight and guidance for all our junior doctors. Okay, and then GMC, okay, GMC registration and residency, your efforts are truly appreciated. Kamal Jamil, Dr. Kamal Jamil is asking, what is the best month to take OET is for August booking?
So if you're planning to do it in August, I would suggest that you can. I did my exam in August. I took my OET in. June. Yes, I took my OET in June, in the end of May. So you can do it anywhere in end of May or June. That's the best time you can do OET at that time, because you'll have enough time to book your exam in August.
Dr. Dayaram is asking, excellent, means the views, comments from Dr. Dayaram, excellent, inspirational talk. Dr. Khulood, many thanks. He's asking, What is pre-graduation internship? Same as house job?
Basically, so those doctors, like in China, I'm a graduate from China. So we had 5 years, 6 years program in which 5 years was our clinical study. And the sixth year was our pre-graduation internship, in which we were just doing clinicals. Like it is same like the house job, and we have to rotate in the hospital, and we have to do, do the history taking and the examination and the test. But we were not allowed to prescribe any medication. Like in the house job, we can prescribe medications, but in FY1, we were not allowed to prescribe any medication. So it is like the whole rotation in different departments, 6 months medicine and 6 months surgery, same as house job. The only difference is you're not allowed to prescribe any medication. It's just you need to know how to do the examination and your clinicals. That's it. That's pre-graduation internship. And it's only done for the doctors who are graduating, who have a 6 year medical graduate program. Even in the UK, that's FY1. It's equal to FY1. And then FY2 is your house job. Yes.
Dr. Sabah is saying, thank you. Thanks so much, Dr. Khulood, for today's informative session. And she's thanking to Bahrain Pakistan Doctors Group for arrangement. And Dr. Rehan is saying further, I would like to share a few words about Dr. Khulood. She is truly an inspiration for our young doctors. Her journey reflects remarkable perseverance and dedication. She has excelled through every stage, passing all her exams on the first attempt with exceptional intelligence and focus. I wish her continued success and all the best in her future endeavors.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Dr.
very much, Dr. Rehan, for your nice words. Okay,
Thank
any
you.
other question? Someone is asking that what about the senior people? If they pass the exam, will they be like, SHOs, or they will be given some higher post?
They will be given some higher post. By the way, there is another thing for the training jobs for people who have experience and are looking to do, if they have experience but not postgraduate experience, as in they don't have FCPS, they just have MO experience, they can do their postgraduate training in the UK. That too, after getting your GMC done, you can go through a multi-specialty recruitment assessment exam, that is MSRA. And after giving that exam, it's a competitive exam. It is a free of cost exam. It is done here in Bahrain. There are a lot of specialities in which you can apply for these. Okay, the only requirement is that you should have a General Medical Council registration to do this exam. Once you clear the exam, the marking is done, and each you are able to apply online on the Oriel. It opens the website. They open the applications, and you can apply in your specialties. The specialties that come under this MSRA, that use MSRA as an assessment tool, is GP, psychiatry, anesthesia, general surgery, pediatrics, acute care coronary medicine, emergency medicine, ophthalmology. Then there is sexual health and community services. Then there's public health. There are a lot of specialities. Okay, so for the doctors that is there, those who are senior doctors, they don't apply for SHO level jobs when they're just applying for non-training jobs. The non-training jobs, they can apply for ST3 level jobs as well. Okay, depending upon your experience, you can apply for ST3 level or ST4 level jobs, but it's not the SHO level job. But if you're having the experience, I would suggest that get your GMC registration done and do your MSRA and get into fellowship or postgraduate training. It's better that way. Don't go for a training job. Don't go for non-training job. Go for a training job.
Thank you. This is a very clear, very much clear now that even a senior people can go and finish their
Yes.
PLAB and then can move to UK without
Yes.
hesitation.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Kamal Jamil is saying, thank you so much, Dr. Khulud, and everyone in the team for such informative opportunities. You are attending, we are providing. You keep attending, we will keep providing.
Providing. Yes.
Okay, Dr. Babar Ikram is saying, thanks, Dr. Khulud, for very informative webinar, highly appreciated. Dr. Taha, my partner, is saying, thank you so much, Dr. Khulud. Excellent presentation and complete guide to PLAB and GMC registration. Dr. Sabah is saying, thank you, Dr. Khulud. It was very informative. Kamal Jamil saying again, regarding the training jobs, recently read that UK graduates will now be preferred over IMGs. Is it? Liget.
The thing is, the British Medical Association is putting up the proposal. The British Medical Association, that's they're putting up a proposal that they should be given preference. But till now, this law is not implemented. So you still have chances. Don't wait. This is the take-home message. Don't dwell. Don't wait till they impose and then you start preparing for the exam. Don't delay. Do it now. Don't wait. Still now, it is not implemented. So we still have our hopes up high. I'm preparing for MSRA. So I'm still praying that it's not implemented. Till now, it's not implemented. This is the authentic news. It's not
Okay, Dr.
implemented.
Babar Ikram is asking, and he's motivated from your suggestion about MSRA. Can you give more
Yes.
details?
Yes, definitely. MSRA is very easy exam. It's not very difficult. The only challenging thing in MSRA is that there is it's two-part exam. One part is clinical. The other part is SJT. It's situation judgment test. Okay. So the SJTs are challenging because the SJT, they give you a situation. For instance, they will give you a situation that you are an SHO working in a ward. I'm just giving an example of the question that you are an SHO, you're working in a ward, and you see that your fellow colleague is printing out the name of the list of the patients and taking home. When you asked him why he's doing that, he says, because I'm taking this list home because I want to prepare beforehand for the next day's round. So list in order your plan of action. So they'll give you five answers and you need to list it. Like number one is the best answer, number one is the best, and number five is the worst. So you need to list the actions. This is challenging. You need to understand the GMC laws. You need to understand the good medical practice, how things run over there. So you need to align your answer accordingly. And in MSRA, clinical is very easy. It is very simple exam. It's like just simple questions, basic questions like PLAB questions, PLAB 1 questions. But the situation judgment exam, you need to practice a lot. There are a lot of practice material available. If anyone wants, I have them. I can share it with them. So this is MSRA. So what happens is that once the applications open, applications usually tend to open 2 times a year. First window is in July, that's going to open now. And the second window is in November. So the July applications, the doctors are inducted in November. And the November application, the doctors are inducted in the next year's August. So it's like that, okay? And once the applications open, you have your GMC registration, you make an Oriel account, you fill in your information. There is a form called as CREST form. You need to download it from the NHS website, the latest form. That form is nothing. It's just that you need to worked in a hospital setting for more than 3 months, for 3 months, at least 3 months in last 3.5 years. And you need to have a consultant sign it for you and give his medical license attached to the form and stamp the application. And you need to have that CREST form ready. So in the Oriel, once the applications open, you need to upload your CREST form and you need to start applying in the specialties you're looking for. Like if you want to apply in all the specialties, apply in all the specialties. There is no harm. They will not. It's not restricted that you can only apply to one specialty. You can apply in all the specialties. Once you apply in all the specialties, you have uploaded your CREST form. They will see that your CREST form is authenticated and the license and everything is clear. Once it's done, they will give you a view, Pearson view ID, and you can go to that online account and then create an account over there and book your exam. Just book your exam. They don't take any fees for that. It is free of cost. Then the exam is usually like it's done two times in a month. Like for the GPs and psychiatry, it's done separately. And for all other specialties, it is done separately. The exam is the same. There's no difference between the exam. It's just that they segregated because there are a lot of doctors that are taking the exam. And then once you give your exam, you have to wait. They start publishing the results. Okay. So the score is from 100 to 600. There's no pass fail. Okay. So to get into training job, 600 is the highest score. Like 600 is like 600 means that you have scored 100 out of 100 in your exam. To get into the training job, you should have a minimum of above 529 or 530. This year, the last application that was closed for training job was at 518. And trust me, it's not difficult to get that score. My friends who were preparing with PLAB with me, they did MSRA and 3 of them, one got in acute care coronary medicine, one got in psychiatry, and two got in GP. And all of them scored 555, one scored 529. So it's easy. If they can do it, Me, you, everyone can do it. So this is the way how you do the MSRA exam. And once you are done with the exam, they give you the choice to, they give you the job offer is published on the Oriel. You get a chance to accept the offer or reject it or hold it. There are three options. If you hold it, like you want to wait for any other specialty, that any other specialty will offer that. So once you get the other specialty, you can accept that and reject this. Once you accept the once you accept the offer, you cannot go back and change it and go back to the other one. No, I don't want to go in this specialty. I want to accept that. No, there's no interviews done. Direct job. Direct, you'll go to the UK. They will send you the visa. All the process will be done, and you'll go into a training job. So you go as an ST1 level doctor or a CT1. If you're core surgical training, go or anesthesia, you'll go as CT1. If you're psychiatry, GP, other specialties, as ST1. Yes, that's the way.
Okay, they are asking that how many times we can take this MSRA.
It's done, as I said, only 2 times. No, you can take it 3 times. Like you can do the exam 3 times, not more than 3 times. So only 3 times. You have 3 chances. Like if you do one time, you don't get into, like you score less, and unfortunately, you're not able to get into the training job. Do it again, but not more than 3 times. Only 3 times. You
Thank you,
just have
Dr.
three.
Khulood. Dr. Madia is saying excellent presentation, Dr. Khulood. And Dr. Kulsum saying thank you very much, excellent presentation. Dr. Rehan is commenting, our young doctors are truly talented and a great source of pride. The presentations by Dr. Khulud and last presentation by Dr. Hafsa were clear, insightful, inspiring, true reflections of our Bahrain Pakistan doctor community's promise. Yes, no doubt. Indeed, these were very comprehensive and detailed. Dr. Kamal Jamil is asking for those because she missed the boat, the last boat, but now she is on the boat. For those who missed the last
Okay.
webinar on USMLE, is there any recording available? Soon, inshallah. We are planning to upload, create a YouTube channel for our community, Bahrain Pakistan Doctors Group, and we will upload all these webinars there. So maybe this week, inshallah, it will be available, and all webinars one by one from the beginning till now, and other stuff, whatever it is, like, regarding MLE, PLAB, cardiology, gastrointestinal, and that will be an academic and channel from our side, from Bahrain Pakistan Doctors Group. So inshallah, soon we will upload, and I will share the link for our channel, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, any other question, any other comment, any other thing? Still, we are here. We can answer. Dr. Khulud is here. She will clear your doubts. Please do ask and clear your doubts. Dr. Khulud is always available for the help. She has a PLAB aspirant group, and you
Yes.
can join that group also. That will be more helpful. And hopefully, this webinar will definitely help you and motivate you for your future endeavors. And think about this. Yes, it is one of the way to go to UK and get into the training job also, rather than doing MRCP and others. And this is also one of the way to go. If you are finding difficulty in MRCP and other certificate exams, PLAB is one of the easiest way to get into the training programs.
Yes.
Anybody, please let me know, so that we will move forward. Any question you can put in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Okay, so far no question. Dr. Khulud, concluding remarks from your side, take-home message is a take-home message
Take home
for
message.
the PLAB aspirant, and then we will conclude our today's webinar.
No problem. Take home message for everyone who's listening this webinar, and from my personal experience, surround yourself with people who are propagating and who are progressing and who are positive. Don't surround your people who are negative. Okay, yourself with those people, because this is the biggest setback. There's a big ship, and the ship is held on the shores with a small anchor. The anchor is so small that it does not value the size of the ship, but it holds it to the shore and does not allow it to sail. Don't let people become that small anchor and stop your ship from sailing into the seas. I know that this whole process and this journey, while might look like really difficult, and you might see online that people are not getting jobs. Yes, it is true, people are not getting the jobs that easily, but that does not mean that they're not getting jobs at all. Sometimes it's not your time. It does not really matter whether you reached the end line late. What matters is that you completed your journey. So keep going, be consistent, and be committed to your self growth. That is very important. And don't stop yourself, because it's you never fail. It's you yourself, who just lays down and says, I don't want to do it anymore. That's where you fail. So don't stop unless and until you have reached your goal. That's my take home message. And if any questions, any queries, anything you whatsoever you want to ask, I'm there in Bahrain Pakistan Doctors Group. My number is there in the group. You can message me personally. You can ask me in the group. I've shared my email ID as well. I've shared my Instagram ID as well. You can reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to share the materials with you, to share any kind of help that I can give you. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming today and listening to me. Thank you.
Before concluding today's webinar, I will read out Dr. Sidra's message. Excellent presentation and thought-provoking message. Jazakallah. Thank you very much, everyone. With this, I'm concluding today's webinar, and inshallah, we will meet again in the next webinar with a new topic, with a new certificate exam, and so it will help you in, making your future bright. Okay, everybody, good evening and have a good night. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.